What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason and Joe here, reviewing another new record today. We're talking about the new Caroline Rose record called The Art of Forgetting. We've talked a little bit about Caroline on the channel before. I know Dylan, when he came on the channel for recommendations, he recommended her 2018 album Loner to Cramser, and he liked that record, except for the first track, if I recall correctly. I love that record. That was in my top 5 of the year that year. So I've talked about her in that regard a little as well. And I've probably made mention of her 2020 record Superstar as well at some point. But I don't know. Have you listened to any Caroline Rose prior to this?
Yes, actually, when Dylan recommended Loner to Cramser, I also listened to it. And I also listened to Superstar in 2020. I haven't gone back before that. I know she has a couple records before that, but familiar with Loner and Superstar.
Yeah, she does have a couple records prior to Loner. They're both good. They're a little more in the kind of Americana vein. She kind of took a little bit of left turn on Loner, and that was kind of her breakthrough. Like I said, I was a big fan of Loner. Love that record. 2020's Superstar didn't. I like it. I thought it was good, and there's catchy songs on it, but to me, it didn't do enough to separate itself. It felt like the exact same record almost in a lot of ways. Sonically, it felt like she was kind of treading water a little bit. So I don't know. I wasn't sure what to expect with this one. I'll just say it now. I really enjoyed it. I think there's tremendous growth on this record. The opener, Love, Lover, Friend, immediately I think sets a different tone from the prior records. And for a self-produced record, I think it sounds phenomenal. I love the vocal treatments, especially. I think the vocals sound really good. And I think the big key here, I think the songwriting feels a lot more honest and vulnerable, getting away from some of the more humorous elements of the songwriting on previous records, which I think that is what made Loner really great. And it was really like fresh and irreverent on Loner, but on Superstar, it felt like kind of shtick happening, and it felt a little played out and a little jokey to me. So I think this more vulnerable side of her is really beneficial to the trajectory of where she's trying to go. So I dug this record. How about you?
Well, I can't say I really got much out of it. I do like Loner and Superstar. I thought Loner kind of like jangled indie pop, and Superstar was a little more like that retro 80s sound, which I definitely prefer. And I like that kind of wit, sarcasm played on those. And this is, I don't know, it's such a big change. Really confessional. It's really like indie and like whispered vocals, a lot more like down tempo, brooding, emotional. And I don't know. I just don't know if I like them going for that kind of style. And maybe it might just be like an aesthetic thing. Like I prefer that sarcasm and the wit and that spirit, that mischievous spirit. And this is like so not that. It sort of takes aback when you're listening to it, because like, is this the same artist? Miami is so like intimate with the details. And I like the way it sounds. Like the acoustic's nice, but there's like these noisy interludes and like jarring shifts from that acoustic to electric. And the tempo's kind of the same throughout. It's a little long, 14 tracks. I don't like really the little interludes, the answering machines from her grandma. I think that kind of takes you out of the flow of things. And I don't know, it just didn't hit me, and it's just not my style, I think. So I didn't love it. I probably have it at 3 stars. I don't know, maybe you need to read the lyrics or something on it, but that just the style of it, not my style. I liked what they were doing before. Don't know why they would make this huge, just massive 180 into this completely different sound, when I thought they were pretty good at doing what they were doing.
Well, I think Miami is incredible. Just kind of laying it all out there. And I think the sound of the track is great. The production's, I think, awesome on this record. Everywhere I Go, I Bring the Rain. I think one of the album's poppiest tracks. But even that song, has a sadness to it. The chorus doesn't quite lift in the way you would expect. And then you get the kiss, which is one of my favorites. This really sparse synth bass type of thing happening. It's 6 minutes. It's slow moving, icy 80s-ness, but the vocals just completely captivating and alluring. Tell Me What You Want has some really cool production touches too. There's that one section of it where you get like this kind of glitchy cassette effect before it kind of snaps back into hi-fi. Some great guitar tones. Jill Says is a song about their therapist, and that kind of illustrates the process of self-discovery on the record for me, and feels like an extension of that work that is being put in on self-discovery. Artistically, I think it's their most honest record to date. Sonically, it's really interesting and adventurous, and I think vocally it sounds really good too. I'm not entirely surprised that you're not super into it. It's pretty understated, maybe is the word. Even for me, I feel like it's going to be a grower. So right now I have it at 4 stars. It'll probably stay at 4 stars. I can't really see it going up to 4.5, but I think it does warrant repeated listens, and I will probably revisit it. I think it's very good.
I think most people will like it more than I did. It's just not a Joe core kind of sound, really. There are definitely touches and moments. I think Everywhere I Go, I Bring the Rain in Miami are pretty darn good, but I don't know, it just didn't hold me through the whole thing. And I don't know, I didn't care that much about her like journey, I guess. It just kind of lost me, but I can see people really liking this one.
Any record with repeated interludes, especially spoken word, is
That's tough. That's a tough one.
It's starting from a deficit with you. I kind of like them though. I'm not exactly sure what was trying to be said with the voicemails, but it kind of gave me this feeling of like having a message from your grandmother kind of reminding you of your true self or something. I don't know.
I didn't mind like the concept because I think it does like place you in her life well. Like it sort of brings you in. But I think it's a smart move to have it. It just goes against everything I stand for in music. So I don't fault her for putting them in because I think it's a good, especially like it kind of feels like a specific time period, the whole album, like going through like, I don't know, a month or a year or something like that. So that I think that even brings you in more. I just don't like it. So smart move, anti-Joe core.
All right. Well, if you've heard the record, let us know what you think. Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you have not subscribed yet, hit the bell for notifications and check the video description for links, especially Patreon. Check us out over there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.